New at 6 o'clock, just hours after reaching an agreement with the City of Lakeland, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers dismantling 3 temporary water pump stations around Polk County's Lake Bonny.
For several weeks now, people living near that lake saw their homes inundated by devastating floodwaters from Hurricane Milton. And 10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser has more now from Lakeland on what was behind the decision to finally remove the pumps and why some are still very concerned.
Yeah, well, you can see those dismantled pipes and pumps here along the edges of Lake Bonny. The Army Corps of Engineers wasting no time after 41 days here as the water levels in Lake Bonny finally returned to normal. For weeks, people living around Lake Bonny had suffered, their homes saturated as swollen lakes and rivers left the floodwater with nowhere to go.
When it came in,
the City of Lakeland now says that Lake Bonny's levels have returned to normal. The Army Corps of Engineers can remove its 3 industrial pumps, roll up those temporary drainage pipes, and finally reopen the roads.
The neighborhood will be getting back to normal. I'm sure they're glad about that. Unfortunately, some of those Lake Bonny residents, they still have damages that they're dealing with due to the flooding conditions, such as mold and things of that nature.
The flooding surrounding Lake Bonny was so bad that they thought that they would only need 2 pumps to get the work done. Instead, they needed 3. And instead of taking about a week, it took close to a month.
Over 8 million gallons of water a day over a 6-week period.
With the temporary pumps now gone, only the city-owned pump will be left behind. Designed to handle 10-year flood events, some neighbors are concerned it's no longer enough.
they gonna need it back. They gonna need to get the pumps back in the lake, like when it start raining and stuff.
I'm worried that the existing pump would fail again, because that's what gave us all these problems. And there are people here who will never come back because their homes are not inhabitable.
Lakeland officials have assured neighbors they will continue to look into what, if anything, could have been done differently these past storms and make improvements, if possible, to help avoid similar flooding in the future. In Lakeland, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay.
And when all 3 of those pumps were operating, Lakeland says they were able to move more than 10,000 gallons of water per minute out of the affected neighborhoods. But they say the flooding left behind by Milton was overwhelming, calling it a 1 in every 200-year weather event.